Yeah. Well, certainly the tariff question has thrown a lot of uncertainty into the global economic outlook as well as the United States over the last couple weeks. I think it's important to go back to where we were before a lot of this uncertainty, because that is what it is, uncertainty at this point. We don't really know exactly how it's going to play out. So as we entered this year, and really even the end of the first quarter, we had a U.S. economy which looked like it was in pretty good shape. 2 to 3% growth in the economy, corporate profits at really strong levels. We had unemployment, while moving up from the low of 3.4, the unemployment rate being at 4.1, still a historically low level for the U.S. economy. So a very good jobs market, a very good economic backdrop, corporate profits looking good. At the same time, we had inflation, which has started to level out here, still a bit above the Federal Reserve's 2% target, but significantly lower than what we've seen over the last couple of years. Now, all that being said, that is where we came in to April, and what we've seen in April is a lot of uncertainty around the global economy. We'll be monitoring that very closely over the next couple of weeks and months, particularly business and consumer sentiment, as well as market-based gauges of inflation for not only where the economy is going, but what will the Federal Reserve's response function be to any weakness that we might see in the economy as we move through the first half of this year. Yeah, we think the market volatility that we've seen over the last couple of weeks is presenting a lot of different opportunities for investors. It's certainly been a period of a lot of activity for Franklin Income Fund and Franklin Global Income Fund, as we've been able to take advantage of some new opportunities that have presented themselves within markets. Namely, we've seen a real dislocation in non-investment grade bonds, a 300 basis point backup in spreads in that part of the fixed income market, which is really providing a lot of opportunities. So bonds that were yielding in the low 7s just a couple of weeks ago, now yielding in the low 10s, a real sea change in that opportunity set. At the same time, on the equity side, we've seen defensive equities hold in really well since the S&P 500 and U.S. equity markets hit their highs in the middle of February. Those defensive parts of the market really doing what you would hope and expect them to do in a challenging equity market, while at the same time we've seen a 20% plus drawdown in some of the growth-oriented, technology-oriented parts of the market. We believe that's another opportunity for us to really redeploy assets within the equity market, look to some of those growthier areas of the market, which are now trading at pretty compelling valuations in a lot of those names that, where we were at last year seemed a little more challenging. Much more opportunities on that side today.
国民理财从富兰克林开始。
投资一定有风险，基金投资有赚有赔，申购前应详阅公开说明书。